Hi, I'm Grandpa Gary, and I just got here. And today I got my new FW190 by E-flite. I'm super excited to get this thing in the air, but we got a little bit of wind, and it's got me a little bit nervous for a maiden, but we're going to do our best and try to enjoy this flight. Yeah, I thought I'd fly it off the grass just because of the way the P-51 handled. I thought this would give me my best chance at a decent landing and takeoff. I'm hoping that it tracks really well through the grass. The only weird thing is having to take off at an angle, but it's pretty empty here, so I think I got plenty of room. Let's get this thing in the air and see how I do. Typically I'd be down at the other end of the park, and there was somebody down there playing with their dog or something, so I'm back here closer to the middle. I've flown here a few times. I got a little bit of expo mixed in, but I'm full rate on all my throws. I didn't do dual rates, and I keep checking just to make sure I didn't miss anything on directions. And throttle cut is off. We're kind of gonna be taking off this way and kind of towards the trees, but I think we'll be in the air plenty of time, and we got plenty of room down here to line up our landing, so let's do it. So full throttle into that takeoff, and we get it straightened out. I don't have safe set up. There we go, gear going up. So not moving super fast into the wind. And I felt like I had my CG pretty good. Boy, that was a beautiful roll. Flying on a 6S 5000 Gen 2 pack today. And I tell you, it doesn't feel super fast, but it looks scale in the air, and that's kind of what you're looking for out of an old warbird. Doesn't necessarily have to be the fastest airplane, and hopefully that makes for a good landing. You know, I did that takeoff without even using the flaps, and that's probably okay because I didn't dial any elevator into the flaps mix, so it might not have liked it too much. It does feel like everything is working properly, just it felt just a tad bit slow, and coming out of that fast to make sure I had plenty of authority in elevator. I didn't want it stalling out, and you can see it blending in with the sky a little bit there, but it looks good coming through there. And I'm flying a little bit higher than normal just because I'm in a different location. And being a maiden, I don't want to mess up. But it looks pretty good. And you've seen it turn hard to the left when I full throttled out of that. Nice roll into the turn, or out, and then turning in. There, just because the trees over there, you never know. I tell plenty of people, when you fly, you definitely feel like you're way farther away than you end up being a lot farther away than you think. And so I just don't want to hit those trees, even though they look like they're way over there. I don't want to risk it. Now this should have all the smart and everything in it, but I don't know that I have it set up properly. So we'll go off the 5-minute timer. I think we should be okay with the 5,000 milliamp hour battery in there. I know from the P-51, the 5-minute, I think I had 40% life left in the battery. A little high speed pass here. And it looked pretty good. Let's get it into the wind. Here we go, full speed into the wind. Now we're way out there over the parking lot, so let's bring it back over the top. let's do a gear down. I did do tests, you know, on the gear when I was putting it together and setting up the radio, but you can't really mimic wind speed and all that kind of stuff, and it looked like they came down with no problem. And we'll do a nice easy pass here, looking at a landing, letting it ease in. Well, that looks pretty good like that, so if I can do that on the landing, we'll be good. Well, my radio's been talking to me and I haven't been able to hear what she's saying. Oh, timer stop. So I had to use, that was some quick thinking on my part. I had to use some hard left rudder to straighten that up after it touched the ground, and worked out. I'm showing a minute left on the timer, but I wanted to see what the battery is saying. 70% left on the battery, so it's being very economical, or it's being very easy on this battery. Let's go ahead and put one click on the flaps this time. These are a split flap, and so I tend to like the way they handle better. Let's give it some up elevator and we'll get it rolling. There we go, full speed. And the flaps had it climbing like crazy. And the next, I probably need to mix in some elevator before I try using it for the landing, the way that took and went kind of straight up. I probably need some down elevator mixed in, so we will wait to use flaps on the landing until I get a chance to do that. But it looks so good, even with the gear down, gear going up. And one thing that I noticed when I was putting this together, that they got that fan inside the cowling that's supposed to be cooling the engine. And I noticed it rubbing the wires on the motor or the speed controller. I just spin the prop with my hand and I could hear it, so I reached in there and was tucking them back. And it's just something to be careful of if you get one of these. I picked it up because Horizon's running a sale right now, aviation week or something like that, and they had, I think, $120 off on this plane. And so I was like, it's probably going to be the best time ever to buy this plane. They might have had good sales prior, but you know, can't do anything about the past. But I thought, I've been wanting this size airplanes, and this is a nice looking bird. And so I picked it up. I had a few of those club bucks or whatever they call those, and well, I'm past my 5 minutes that I usually fly for you guys, so let's get the gear back down and see if I can get a nice smooth landing in. Here we go, gear coming down nice and slow. And with them kind of pitched in, I forget what that angle is, but it's not 90 degrees to the ground. They're kind of like a wedge, and it just is kind of interesting to me. Keep that throttle in as I turn. Here we go, carrying some power all the way to the ground here. Much better landing that time. Looked really good that time. Very happy with that landing. It is way over there, but with all that battery, let's see what the taxi looks like. Even with the wind, it is turning with no problem. I am giving it full up elevator. You can hear the tri-blade prop whirling. This is not your typical RC Club runway. This grass is nice, but it's not like they're out here rolling it and stuff, so And of course, you know, it's got all these details on here. Like the guns on the wing, I think that's a pitot tube. And I'm not sure if that's a gun or what that is, but it's got all kinds of details. And these little pieces that stick out on the front of the wing, those screw in, so if you're worried about breaking those off, you can take those off every time you pack it up. And this one also, just like the P-51, has the wingtips that remove to take the footprint down on it. Really nice looking airplane, guys. I'm super happy today's flight went as good as it did. The FW-190 is such a beautiful airplane. I'm just so happy that it went the way it did. And we'll get a little more work done on the trim and adjusting the flaps to elevator mix, but for the most part it flew great and felt good. I probably should go ahead and mix in or set up safe, but I wanted to get out here and fly it. It came shortly before lunch, and at lunchtime I put this thing together. It was super quick. Went together probably faster than charging the battery. And that seems to be the thing with E-flite's planes here lately, is they're not too hard to put together. They go together really easy, and this one didn't have any wires to connect. All the wings and everything were all, they had the connectors where they plugged in when you put the wings into place, so super easy there. And I'm just happy with this airplane, man. It is right in line with that P-51, and a lot of fun. These airplanes are going to look great when I take them places to fly, and really happy. I can't believe I've waited this long to get this airplane, but I have it now, and I'm happy about it. Guys, I really appreciate all your support, and thank you for watching all the videos. Until next time, I'm Grandpa Gary, and I just got here.